What's going on, gang? Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had an amazing trading week. So today I've got a video for you where I'm sharing actually is a 1 to 22 risk to reward trade that I actually missed, all because of greed, right? So I'm gonna break that down for you, and hopefully you can learn from this as well as me learning from it. And next time, hopefully I can catch this trade as well as you. All right. So let's jump in straight into the charts, and I hope you enjoy. So you can see here on Thursday, right? We had a fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. My narrative is that we're bearish. Okay. On the high time frames here, you can see like on the daily, completely bearish, right? I don't know where their bottom's going to be, right? So until there's a clear reversal, I'm looking for sales mainly, right? Unless it's a quick intraday scalp or quick intraday move. So on the 1 hour, we had a fair value gap right up here. And then I saw, these levels as liquidity just before the fair value gap. And that's perfect for a POI. In regards to looking for the market to not only rebalance, but also sweep liquidity. The market's going to do two things. It's going to rebalance or sweep liquidity, or sometimes both, right? So when you're seeing it doing both, it's amazing. So at this point, it's sweeping liquidity and it's rebalance. This happens here during the gap between London kill zone and New York kill zone, okay? If I scroll down into the 15-minute, you can see here, it's clear. In the 15-minute, there's no fair value gap, but there's actually an order block here, which is actually within is the fair value gap on the 1 hour. So liquidity was swept in that time frame, and then New York kill zone kicks in, right? So if I go down to the 5-minute, what you've got here is you've got a short-term high that's been swept as well. So it's taken that liquidity, which is amazing to see, and you've got these two equal highs that were also swept. So technically, you could say that 3 highs were created. If 3 equal or relatively equal highs were created before a tap into the fair value gap. And on the 5-minute, within that 1 hour fair value gap, price actually closes the 5-minute fair value gap completely. If you look over here, look at the line on my chart, right? It perfectly taps in. So at this point, I'm like, cool. We swept liquidity, we've rebalanced to where I believe we need to rebalance to, and now we've had a major market structure shift on the 5-minute time frame. So if I mark that out, market structure shift. So okay, so I know that price is going to make its way back up into premium pricing. All right, so if I get out my tool, you can see it's going to go at least above this level here, into this imbalance or fair value gap. It's a massive fair value gap, right? A massive imbalance zone in premium pricing. So if I go down to the 1 minute though, to show you what I was looking at, it's even clearer, right? You've got this major push down, the market structure shift, and then you've got this level here. And for me, this level here, all that was for me was buy side liquidity. So if I've got sell side liquidity, let me change that to buy side liquidity. That's all that was for me, right? Buy side liquidity. I was thinking, okay, we're gonna sweep that liquidity, tap in up here, and then crumble back down, right? So on the ideal world, what I should have done is just set a limit here. 22 or so pip stop loss. See, for me as an intraday trader, anything above 10 pips, I'm like, that's a lot of pips, right? But if I'm looking, if the risk to reward makes sense, then take the trade. In this sense, the risk to reward did make sense, because even if I took this trade, right, and I just held to these loads, that's a 1 to 6 trade pretty much, right? Yeah, it's a 1 to 6 trade. It's worth it. So next time it's like, Romz, just set the limit, right? Set it just above the buy side liquidity, and just inside that fair value gap. That's what I should have done. Let me show you how it played out and what I was actually looking for. So what I actually wanted to see was price tap into that fair value gap, sweep the bear side liquidity, and then give me a fractal 1 minute market structure shift and another entry, right? Let's see how it played out though. So if I press play, this is all during the New York kill zone. So within my rules, within my trading plan, I'm able to take trades during this time. So it's around 2 o'clock now. Boom, price taps in, takes that liquidity out, plays out perfectly. And at this point, we've had a 1 minute market structure shift. You can say it's here or here, right? Let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say it's here. We've had that market structure shift now on this time frame. So I'm like, cool, I want an entry. But if I'm honest, from this price action, I can't see it giving me another entry unless it bounces off of this zone here and gives me an entry. Let's see what happens though. the price flipping tumbled, man. Didn't give me that entry. Let me go on the 15-minute to make it faster, actually. Right, throughout the night, it just plays around. Then we go, right? Tomorrow, this is London session now. The next day, we tumble, we fall to hell, and that is it. Market closing on the weekend. So let's say I did take this trade. Let's say I took this trade, and before the market closed for the week, I would have closed the trade. I don't hold trades over the weekend, typically, but let's say I took 50%. Let's say at 1 to 6. Because I knew that higher time frame were bearish, and I knew that we could go lower and lower. Let's say if I held, what would have happened? Look at my risk to reward ratio calculator. By Friday, you got 1 to 22. So you got a 22R trade. So if I took half there, let's say, and left the rest to run, look at that reward, right? 22R. But all because I didn't want a 22 pip stop loss, I missed out on this trade. And this just shows, right, even if the stop loss size does seem larger than usual for us intraday traders, if the risk to reward makes sense, and like I said, it even made sense at this point, then take the damn trade, right? Would have had a 22R trade, I would have had a great week, and that would have been that. But hey, I didn't, and you live and you learn. Remember to hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.